Again.
Please mute yourself if there is disturbance from the back. And open up your videos for recording purpose so that if CBSE asks me, I can show that they were present in the meeting. There are 3 pages, so certainly I have to get the recording of all of them. So please open up your videos just for a few seconds. Within 2 minutes, I will start. We will not wait too much. Please open up your videos for the purpose of recording. That's great. That's very great. I'll be just starting within 2 minutes, within 1 minute. Now 6:31 it is, 6:32 I'll start because we don't have that much time to waste. And if you have got any questions, then certainly you can write them in the chat box. I will read the chat and answer you in the group so that everybody can be enlightened as to what is happening and where. And what get doubt, if you have got one, then certainly it will help others also. Namaste, ma'am. Yes, Ramamani. Ramamani or Ramamani? Both the same.
Ramamani, sir.
Ramamani, that's great. So there are 4 pages so far, and probably 3 more pages will add up. 83 gentlemen or gentle ladies have joined, and certainly more will be coming in midway. This is 6:32. Shall we start, ma'am?
Sure, sir.
Yeah, because there is not much time. So just one person can ask me, one can tell me whether you are able to see my screen or not. That will be a great help.
Yes, sir, we can able to see your screen.
Yes,
Now
sir.
you see whether the PowerPoint is there or not. Just a few seconds. Just a few seconds. It is happening now.
Meeting.
Yeah. Can you see my screen now? Please mute yourself because it will be disturbing the others also as well as yourself. You will not be able to understand a single word if I speak midway. Please mute yourself. I request everybody to mute yourself. And here we go. So ladies and gentlemen, this is all about lesson plan. We don't have that much time. It is 6:35. 5 minutes are over. So in this lesson planning, we will be studying only 3 things, major things that are concerned with the lesson planning. Now, first one is, what is a plan? And second thing is, what is a lesson? And then we combine both the things to find out what exactly is a lesson plan. You see, plan is an idea or arrangement for doing something in future. What exactly is planning? What we mean by planning is an idea or even a process. It can also be defined as a process for executing what exactly the steps are to reach the destination. That is a roadmap to attain the ultimate goal. And what is lesson? Something that is intended to be or should be learned. The lesson is not only the one which we are now going to do in the subjects. It is also related to what exactly we do learn from the environment, from our surroundings, even from a child, from a beggar, from a rickshaw puller. Anybody can teach us anything, and that is called a lesson. Now, the next one is, what is a lesson plan? A lesson plan is a teacher's daily guide for what students need to learn. And because we are doing this thing in context of teaching. So what the lesson plan says is that a lesson plan is, just a minute. I will check whether the recording is there or going on or not. Yes, it is going.
Yes, going on.
A lesson plan is a teacher's daily guide for what students need to learn, how it will be taught, and how learning will be measured. That means the lesson plan actually helps teachers to be more effective in the classroom by providing detailed outline or detailed process as to the detailed process as to be followed for each lesson or a particular lesson. Every day, whatsoever we are teaching the new topic, then certainly we are going to plan, and that refers to a particular lesson. Now, the lesson plan is the teacher's guide for running a particular lesson, and it includes majorly, number one is goal, that is objectives, what the students are supposed to learn. I will tell you stepwise each and everything. What exactly is meant by goal, objective, how they are written, and what are the instructional methods, everything I will tell you. You have to have the patience. The next thing is how the goal will be reached. That means the method, the procedure. And the last thing is the assessment. That is the way of measuring how well the goal is reached. How well the goal was reached. That means tests, worksheets, homework, etc. Next thing is, all the lesson plans contain some or all of these elements, typically in this order: title of lesson, list of objectives, teaching aids, instruction mode, independent practice, summary, then evaluation, self-reflection, and then assignment, depending. You just have to wait. There are certain members who are not able to join the link. I will not be able to join anything. Not new members can be joined. Now they are making payments. It is really sorry. Yeah, link I have to share. So please let me share the link. You see, there are certain members who are not able to join. Nivedita ma'am, how many members can join this? Is there any limit? Please mute yourself. Please mute yourself.
क्या कह रहा है
I will conduct the second meeting for those who are not able to join today. They will be joining tomorrow. I can't help it now. Nivedita ma'am, are you there? Chaliye. The first thing is title of the lesson. Now, this is the place where the unit or subunit is written, which the teacher intends to cover up for the duration of lesson, that is 40 minutes. Basically, I have written it very wrongly. It is 40 minutes. It is never 40 minutes. It is always 35 to 36 minutes lesson, because out of 40 lessons, 40 minutes, whenever the bell goes, you switch over to the next class, which means you take up your bag and baggage, go to the staff room, keep your books, bag, and then take second textbook, and then go to the next class. This takes time. So nearly it is 35 to 36 minutes. So for example, cells. What are the type of cells? This we will be studying today. Or filtration, methods of filtration, fuel, fossil fuels, triangles, types of triangles, part of a speech, verbs, etc. So certainly these type of things come up on the first title of the lesson, that is first particular topic, that is component of this. Now teaching aids. The second thing is teaching aids. Here mention should be made as to the material a teacher intends to use to support the teaching process, as well as that will enhance the learning in the students. So these are all the teaching aids. You say first the thing is that you must know exactly what are the learning styles of the students. I will send you a link in the group itself where you can download that particular link and share with your, can't help it. That will enhance the learning. I will give you howtolearn.com. That is the site. You can ask your students to log in to that particular site and appear for a test for not more than 15 minutes, even 5 minutes. And then they will give you the analysis, what type of learner he or she is. So you can find out from there. And generally it is a belief or it is a fact that nearly 40% of the students are learning by audio learning, auditory learners, and 60% are visual learners, which means both the methods we have to add, combine together for the delivery of your lesson. So for example, these aids can be chalkboard or whiteboard, charts, flashcards, apparatus, even if you are teaching science or mathematics, beaker, mathematical box, phonics, video, or maps, OHP, etc. Anything can be. Now the next thing is learning objectives. They are the sort of a statement that will lead your students to know what they will learn, how they will learn, when they will learn, under what conditions they will learn, because there has to be fixed timing also for this learning. That is 30 minutes, 32 minutes. To what a degree of precision they will learn, and then under what constraints they will learn. Next is, what are the objectives? So basically, these are promises to the students about learning. They are the set of observational action and a subject. I will give you the examples, a number of examples in different subjects, but let us first see the description of what exactly they are. Now, they are smarter, and each word is explained here. Specific. Second is measurable, meaningful, attainable.
Arabas.
Please mute yourself. Third is achievable. The fourth is realistic, relevant, reasonable, and time bound. Next is evaluable, E. And the last one is R, that is re-evaluate or reward. Now, the next slide says what exactly they are. Now, there may be the behavioral objectives or knowledge objectives or skill objectives that are measurable. Say, for example, in ASL, what we test in the teachers or, sorry, the students is assessment of speaking and listening, which means this can be the objective of your phonics class. They will be able to learn. They will be able to speak. They will be able to listen, and so on and so forth. Now the knowledge, the student shall be able to first, these are 6. And for the short form, for learning purpose, I have given you K ka se, K C A S E. And down the way you see K for knowledge. That means they will be able to define, they will be able to list, they will be able to recognize, so on and so forth. Next is comprehension. They will be able to characterize, they will be able to describe, they will be able to sort, they will be able to locate, so on and so forth. This goes on and on. Rahatji, please mute yourself. Then the next one is application. Choose, select, perform, demonstrate, and implement. That is application. They may be able to choose, they may be able to select, they may be able to perform, they may be able to demonstrate, they may be able to implement. These are all applications, which means the application of knowledge. The next one is analysis. That means analyze, characterize, categorize, compare, differentiate, and so on. The next one is synthesize. They may be able to construct. That means synthesis. Synthesis is basically bringing 2 or more elements together to create something new. Construct. They may be able to design. They may be able to formulate. They may be able to organize, evaluate. Next is assess, evaluate, rank, and rate. These are the skills they will be able to develop. Now, see, the quick vision is by the end of the lesson, by when. This is basically the way the objective has to be written. By when, then subject, then observation. For example, this is the statement, this is the objective. By the end of this lesson, the learner will be able to cook a well-done dosa on a gas stove using oil and frying pan in just 10 minutes. So what are the different parts? By when, time limit. By when, that is. Then next is the learner. Who is the learner? He is the subject. Then observable action is will be able to cook. The next one is a well-done dosa. This is precision. The next one is condition is on the gas stove. The next one is resource, using oil and frying pan. And constraints are time limit. Time limit, that is must. So these are the 7 parts of objective. I will give you examples in my next slide, or maybe after that. Now, objectives oriented tasks. Say, for example, after a lesson on Pythagorean theorem, the students will be able to correctly solve at least 8 out of 10 geometrical problems using the theorem. See, everything is there over there. After the lesson, the students will be able to identify parts of digestive system when shown individually by marking them in the digestive tract. So we show them on the flashcard different parts, and then the diagram, blank diagram is given. They will mark it over there. This is kidney, this is liver, this is pancreas, this is esophagus, this is stomach, and so on, and large intestine, small intestine, and so on and so forth. So the objective is they will be able to identify. Next is the students will be able to categorize the types of animals into correct classes with a graphic organizer after reading their traits, whether they are mammals, amphibians, aquatic animals, birds, and so on. So this way the objective is to be written. The next is instructional material. Instructional mode. all genuine learning is active and not at all it is passive. It cannot be one-way communication. It cannot be teaching. It cannot be instruction mode, because you have to utilize a number of teaching aids to boost up the learning process in the students. So it also involves the use of mind, not just memory. It is a process of discovery in which the students is the main agent and not the teacher. Therefore, all the instruction has to be student-centric. We have to emphasize on one particular point that the students learn. They take active part in learning. The instruction should be, the teacher should be well versed with not only the teaching methodologies, but also the art of utilizing all teaching strategies. There are 8 different type of learners. So we have to utilize all teaching strategies so that each and every type of learner can learn gainfully. And as I told earlier, 8 out of 10 students will be able to perform the task, whether it is identifying, whether it is classifying, so on. So the teachers are advised to use these strategies carefully as to when to use them in the class for varied learners, different type of learners, when to use them. And some of the enlightening strategies that are the teachers may utilize, I'm giving in the next slide. Say, for example, for 5 to 8 years of students, you can utilize 3 things: navigation, role play, and storytelling. They enjoy this very much. Similarly, for 8 to 13 years, they can take part in demonstration, field tips, or interviews. Next is for 11 to 16 years. 16 years means class 11 or 12. Discovery and flip teaching. You might have known all these. I don't know whether you know about the flip teaching or not. If you know the flip teaching, you just write flip in the chat box. Otherwise, my next webinar will be on teaching strategies. Now over here, I have just only mentioned their names because there is not too much of time to discuss each and everything here. Now the last part, second last part is reflection. Now this is a very critical process for supporting your development as a professional. What is exactly reflection? Reflection is to look back upon your presentation in the class. You record on your mobile, see over there that recording. It is of 30-35 minutes. See your recording and find out what are the drawbacks or what are the supportive things which you can add in the next presentation or next class, so that your teaching keeps on improving on daily basis. Don't do these things. Somebody is writing from the board. Please don't do this. Next one is to gauge the effectiveness of a lesson plan. To address something that surprised you or made you pause. That is a reflection. Sometimes you may get, while you're delivering, you may get stuck somewhere while delivering the lesson. So that may be difficult for you to proceed further. You can check it out and then improve your lesson plan presentation next time. To add or delete such parts that made or will make the lesson more effective. Sometimes you may go an extra mile thinking about that this will be a good presentation, but that might be time consuming also, so that your objectives are not reached in the limited time which is given to you. The last part is reflection, what it is and how it is to be done. You see, analyze whether the roadmap for your delivery catered to all types of learners, including slow learners as well as others who are faster in learning. The best tool to reflect in testing that it should be the lesson plan should be based on Bloom's taxonomy. That is the major role playing tool on each and every aspect. Question paper making, you can utilize Bloom's taxonomy. Assessment, you can utilize Bloom's taxonomy. Now, lesson planning, you can utilize. So you should be very well versed with Bloom's taxonomy, what it is, what are the different levels of Bloom's taxonomy, what are the latest changes in the Bloom's taxonomy, and how it can be implemented for preparing your lesson. Now, questions to consider while reflecting on the lesson plan is, what aspects were implemented differently than you planned? Sometimes your planning is something different, but the thing is, while you are presenting your lesson in the class, sometimes may go haywire. So you can reflect, you can go back, see your video and find out where I was stuck or where I was off the roadmap and why this differently happened. Then if you were to teach the same lesson to the same class, what would you do differently? Sometimes you may think, okay, on this particular part, I might have utilized the diagram, I might have used the flashcards or anything. And why should you do things differently to make your lesson effective? That is the main part or main emphasis on your presentation. It should be effective. Now over here, we end this presentation. In the mail itself tomorrow morning, I will be sending you all the material. That is format of the lesson plan. That cannot be shown. That would be shown over here, but it would have been very small because it is containing all these things. If you have got any doubts over here, I will stop sharing now. You can note these details. My mail ID, if you have got any doubt, you can write me the mail or you can give me the WhatsApp message. I'll stop sharing now. And if you have got any answers, any questions, you can ask now. Anybody can unmute yourself and then ask me if you have got any trouble understanding any of the parts.
Good evening, sir. This is Bharti Bhaskar
Yeah.
from Tamil Nadu.
Yeah.
Sir, I want to just have a clarification. Goal, objectives, aim are same or only, right, sir? All are same, right?
Madam, all are same. They are differently named.
That's all. Okay.
Objective
So, sir,
of the lesson, aim of the lesson.
Yeah. Goal, everything is right.
Yeah.
Okay, sir. So when we start this goal or this one, students will be able to, you have to mention, and then we usually write the
when
goals
you
that
are writing any lesson plan, because you might be having, when I was principal, I used to ask them one lesson per day. Oh, sorry, per fortnight, 15 days. So that I
15
will
days,
open
yes,
their
sir.
teacher's diary, see what the lesson plan is. In the lesson plan, the details are
अब
over
बोलो
there.
तो मैंने कहा मैम टेलीपैथी we share already
The lesson plan may over there, it is written which day, which period, which class, which section. I will see over there, take that teacher's diary, move into that class, sit for 5, 10 minutes I will, and then put down my observations, come back. In one period, I used to check 3 or 4 teachers, maximum 4. And then in the free time, they will come to me and then ask, sir, what is your observation and how we can improve the lesson. And that is the part, the major role, the coordinators, the vice principal, and even the principal, if he is supervisor, then he may utilize that particular time. And this way, they have to reflect. You see, what I am doing, the best judge are you. Whether this lesson was good or not, or my presentation was betterly explained, or it needs some more information, you can tell me only. You are the best judge, whether you could understand each and every aspect of my presentation or not. And if there are feedbacks that this part you could not understand, that part you could not understand, certainly I will come back and explain to you in the group. And if need be, then I will put up again another Zoom meeting for you people, those who are present today. I request everybody to write P in your chat box, present, so that only your certificates will be sent today. There are 100 members, and I don't know how this 100 members, it is limited to 100 members because this is a paid Zoom. It is unlimited. I can conduct this meeting for nearly 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours. But I don't know, the membership could not join today. Last meeting was mine on 17th of this month, and there were 103 teachers. I don't know how this could be restricted. It has to ask the Zoom people. Then certainly, if it is done, then for the rest of the teachers, I will conduct tomorrow. So if you have got any questions, please you may ask. Otherwise, we will end up this and convert this.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for your clarification.
Thank you very
It was
much,
a
ma'am.
good
Please
presentation,
mark
sir.
your
Chat
presence.
karna tha,
83P are there. Please mark your present
Thank you,
by
sir.
writing P in the chat box. I will note down and then I will give the
Sir,
certification.
small doubt, sir.
Yes,
Good
yes.
evening, sir. Sir, you said 5 to 8 years, 8
Ye-
to 13 years,
Yeah.
11 to 16 years, according to that lesson plan, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
So instead of that, why don't you teach us regarding NEP 4 stages, sir? From 4th
Madam,
year
forget
to
about
18
NEP.
years.
Forget
No,
about
sir,
NEP.
4th years to 18 years we have to write now. 5 plus 3
You
plus
can
3
write
plus
it. You
4.
can change it.
Okay then, sir. Okay,
Yeah.
sir.
18
Okay.
years is basically written, but in class 12, the child might be 12 plus 5.
Yes, sir.
That means 17
Yes,
or
sir.
18 years. That is right.
18.
No
Yes,
problem.
sir.
So
Okay,
there
sir.
are
Okay.
now 100 presents in the chat box. So shall we end up here if there is no doubt from anybody?
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, ma'am. Have a nice dinner and wait till tomorrow afternoon. I will be sending you the recordings only in the group. And for rest of the people, I will conduct the training tomorrow evening, same time, 6:30. Shall we end it up here?
I have a small doubt here, sir.
Yes, sir. सत्या जी, सर पहले बच्चे को शांत कर दें तभी आपकी बात सुन पाएंगे.
मेरा बेबी नहीं है. हेलो, आई थिंक
जी बोलिए बोलिए.
आवाज कहीं से और आ रही थी. खैर, मैं पूछना चाहता था सर, when we start doing lesson planning, so before lesson planning should not be, like some teachers start from chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3, in that serial they go actually. Is it the correct way to go through the book or?
Never it is correct.
Before lesson planning.
Always you go to the next class. Whenever you are going to the next class, first try to correlate with what they have already learned in the previous class. If they can attach, they can combine these knowledge, the what they have already got, and now the new lesson on the base that basically as we go higher up in the classes, the knowledge base widens. More details are added to the topics. So you just try to do this thing, that whenever you are going, you start right in the beginning. Just now the session has begun, and probably within few days we will be shutting down for the summer vacations. So before you start going for the summer vacations, giving them the home task, do 1 or 2 or 3 chapters that they have already got the knowledge from the previous class. No serial is required because serial is being done by the publisher, whether it is NCERT or whether it is the private publisher. They do as per their wish. What they think is right, they do that because they have to sell. You have to choose which lesson I will start with my class so that they are comfortable, in learning. And once they are acquainted with the higher class, after the May break or summer break, you start with the complex ones, the new ones, because they know now your teaching style, and by then time, you will also learn their learning styles. So you can expand your vision for lesson execution. So that will be the best way of doing the things. Got Satyaji?
Thank you. Yeah, got. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we end up the meeting here. And if you have got any doubts, you can write to me in person. I will not open the door to the WhatsApp group. Otherwise, those who are aggrieved by not presence today, they will be just throwing the bombs. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much and have a nice time.